This is Nick.
This is Jack.
It's Wednesday, December 14th, and today's pod is the best one yet. It's a T-Boy.
We should let you know, Yetis, we're putting together our best of 2022 T-Boy pod episode.
We're whipping up one episode next week. Bonus pod, top stories of the year.
Yes, the top 3 stories from this year in one episode.
Hey, if you've got a favorite story, hit us up at T-Boy Pod. What are you thinking, Jack?
You can hear your favorite story again in the best of 2022 T-Boy album.
We're talking the greatest hits. Are we going to get a Cookie Crisp, a Darlene from Duncan? What are we going to see, Jack?
I think we'll get all those things, Nick.
Maybe we get a downturn diva. Can we interest you in a double-digit latte?
Yetis, hit us up at T-Boy Pod to let us know your favorite story of the year.
Jack, what's our first story today?
Last year set a record for the number of skiers and snowboarders on America's mountains.
But Vail Resorts just told us who it prefers, mountain maniacs or city skiers.
Our second story is about Apple's AirTags, because some of Apple's AirTags are not tracking purses or puppies, they're tracking people.
You know what Apple needs? They need a chief evil officer.
Our third and final story is FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried. He was dramatically arrested, put in handcuffs Monday in the Bahamas.
Now we know his true crypto crime.
But Yetis, before we hit that wonderful mix of stories,
A fantastic mix. I love this mix, man.
let's go to the oldest question known to humankind.
The oldest question. Jack, how does one live forever?
Well, the South Koreans seem to have found an answer.
And it's not just in a bottle of their anti-aging night cream moisturizer.
Koreans are going back by a year.
Yeah, get this. The Korean government is declaring all citizens 1 year younger.
They're pulling a Marty McFly?
They're jumping in the back of a DeLorean with a hot tub time machine.
Yetis, it turns out a majority of Koreans count their age differently than the rest of the world does.
Yeah, to sprinkle on some context here, when we were born, we were 0 years old, I'm pretty sure, Jack.
And we turned 1 on our first birthday.
But, Jack, if we had been born in South Korea, then we would already have been 1 year old.
Yeah, your day of birth, you're 1. And you turn 2 on New Year's Day. That's how it works in South Korea.
Your birthday is kind of irrelevant, frankly.
Yeah, so everyone turns 1 year older on January 1st.
So a baby born on December 31st is 1 year old, and the next day, they're 2 years old?
That's right. In South Korea, a 2-year-old kid is 2 years old on the Korea clock if they're born December 31st.
Ipso facto, everyone in Korea is 1 year or more older than everyone else on planet Earth.
But recently, the people of Korea are like, why are we doing it like this?
So Korea just decided to do age like everybody else.
That's right. The government is officially giving everyone a year or more back.
And making your birthday your actual literal calendar birthday.
So Yetis, Korea was already tops in terms of anti-aging skincare products.
But Jack, apparently now everyone is getting younger without having to apply a nice facial serum.
You know what, Nick? Because of the pandemic, don't we all deserve a year back?
Jack, are you saying we all subtract a year from our own birthdays just because we're not born in Korea?
I'll do it if you do it. We're the same age.
I'll do it if you do it.
We'll still be the same age, but 1 year younger.
We're going to round down for the first time in our lives.
Let's round down.
We'll have what Korea's having.
Yetis, let's subtract 1 from our 3 stories.
Let's hit our 2 stories.
15 years before this song, 2 boys from the Northeast met in the dorm. They had an idea that caused a cultural storm. It's the best one yet, but the best is the norm. Jack, Nick, that's it. I don't even think they need to practice. 50%, that's a fat tip. T-Boy City on your at-list. If you know, cause we ready to go. We can't wait no more, so just start the show. Start the show.
For our first story, Vail Resorts just gave us the numbers on the upcoming ski season, and what are we seeing, Jack?
We learned that ski passes, like ski boots, are not one size fits all.
But before we jump into those numbers, can we talk about the number 4 feet, my friend?
4 inches?
4 feet.
You must be this tall to ride on this roller coaster?
4 feet of snow at Lake Tahoe last weekend.
What?
That is what these are the best ski conditions since the Ice Age.
I would kill for that POW up here in the Northeast.
Okay, Yetis, listen to these other numbers. 60 million skiers shredded American POW last year. That is an all-time high.
Odds are there's a Yeti or two listening to us while bombing the bunny slope right now.
Yeah, we got some bestie popping POW like Peekaboo Street out there right now.
Pizza pie, you're going to have a good time. French fries, you're not going to have a good time.
Just keep your eyes on the ball. In the meantime, these ski numbers were actually kind of perfect timing, right, Jack?
We just got earnings last week from Vail Resorts, the $11 billion publicly traded company that operates 40 different mountain resorts.
We're talking mountains from like Beaver Creek to Breckenridge. And right now, the stock is up 10% this week because of one particular number.
Vail just announced they sold 6% more ski passes this year than last year's record-setting season.
Pretty simple math. More skiers, more lift tickets sold. There you go.
6% more epic passes.
6% more small talk on that chair with some guy you are never going to see again.
Well, nice meeting you. See you later.
You from around here? All right.
But Yetis, here's what Nick and I find fascinating. Revenues are like snow.
Yes, they are.
There's always something hidden underneath. And in Vermont, it's ice.
For example, the ski pass that Vail Resorts sells, that is a full year pass. We're talking a pass for serious hardcore skiers.
Yeah, we're talking mountain maniacs who are catching the first chair, skiing until 4, want to get 20,000 of vert each Saturday.
They're like tasting the snow in the morning. They're like, oh, it's good powder. It's good stuff.
And they love that ice under the snow. Makes you tough.
But according to Vail Resorts, their full season annual hardcore pass sales to those mountain maniacs actually fell 12% in the last year.
What is driving sales at Vail Resorts is the day pass.
The day pass.
The pass designed for casual city slickers who are like heading up to Whistler just for the weekend.
Yeah, they hit the mountain, what do you say, like 1, 2, maybe 3 times a year?
Yeah, they spend most time in the warming hut.
Classic.
And it's all about the après for these city slickers.
Doing après all day if you're a city skier out there.
This year, Vail offered not just the season-long Epic Pass, but also day passes designed for 4 to 7 days of skiing.
Because, like ski boots, one size doesn't fit all when it comes to pricing.
They segmented their customers and offered different prices for different customers.
And that mountain maniac for city skier difference, that reveals a surprise. That reveals our takeaway. So, Jack, what's the takeaway for our buddies over in the ski industry?
I'm telling you, every company has a favorite child.
Now, Yetis, you would think that Vail Resorts prefers serious, hardcore local skiers who pray for powder every single night.
A ski CEO must love the gnar-shredding mountain maniacs who did 100 days of skiing last year.
But we'd be wrong.
The CEO of Vail Resorts just said that it's the low-frequency skiers that are the more attractive, more profitable customers.
It turns out city skiers are the profit puppies because less time skiing means more time spending.
Yeah, city skiers, they're not interested in the double black diamonds. They're interested in the dining halls.
Yeah, ski resorts actually depend on the ancillary sales to profit, like your hot cocos and your massages.
Yeah, city skiers are driving that ancillary spending at the ski school, getting rentals for the whole weekend for the whole family.
Yeah, the mountain maniacs buy a full year pass, but they're just shredding as much vert as humanly possible before the ski lift closes, and then
they're bringing their own PB&Js to the mountain there.
They're not exactly profit puppies.
Those crackers for the chili, they give those out for free.
So offering different passes at different prices let Vail Resorts target different customers.
Every company has a favorite child. The earnings often reveal who it is.
One of those city skiers. Honestly, I'm happy to get hot chocolate at 11 a.m.
Negative wind chill?
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. No thanks.
Doesn't work with me. For our second story, Apple's AirTags are being used for the wrong thing. They're being used for stalking, not for tracking your purse.
So Apple is getting sued, and this shows why every tech company needs a chief evil officer.
But first, Yetis, Jack and I were talking before the pod, and we can would you say we can just picture, Jack, like the meeting that went down to envision and create the AirPods?
Absolutely. We can picture the Apple product brainstorm that led to the AirTag getting launched.
A few Apple employees are heading up to Napa for the weekend. They're enjoying the offsite in Sonoma, popping some peanuts.
Tech companies spend big money on corporate offsites.
They do. And Apple, they needed a new product.
They needed, as Steve Jobs would say, one more thing.
Boom! What did they come up with while wafting on those Pinots, Jack?
Somebody in the product department said, hey, Find My iPhone is such a popular app. Let's turn it into a physical hardware product.
Let's turn it from a software into a hardware, and that hardware product became the AirTag.
The AirTag. It is a tracking dongle the size of a mini Oreo. and it lets you track anything in the Find My iPhone app.
Stick it on a dog collar, stick it on a purse. Honestly, stick it on a cake if you really enjoy cake and you like that flavor.
I have one, and I put it on River's collar when we go for hikes like in the woods where she might get lost.
Jack and I, should put them on our microphones. We can't afford to lose these things. We need them every day.
Yeah, but they don't run away.
Yet.
This is your go-to line. It gets me every time.
Now, Yetis, that AirTag that was envisioned in the hills of Napa just 2 years ago has now become the fastest growing product in the whole Apple suite of products.
In the first year on the market, they sold $600 million worth of AirTags. In the second year, they crossed the $1 billion sales mark.
They're going to sell 30 million of these things this year.
But here's the problem. The AirTag is not being used just to track purses.
Right.
It's also being used to track people without their knowledge.
That one hurts. Ex-boyfriends and ex-girlfriends, they're using AirTags to stalk and track their exes. So Apple got sued last week.
In the lawsuit, 2 women said that the AirTag was being used to track them by their ex-partner.
Now, the court docs went into a little more color. What do the court documents say, Jack?
An AirTag was stuck underneath one of the women's cars.
Freaky.
And the other AirTag was dropped into their child's backpack without their knowledge.
The lawyers put it pretty well. This is how they described it. With a price point of only $29, the AirTag has become the weapon of choice of stalkers and abusers.
It's also got a 1 to 2 year battery life, so it could be there for a long time.
Now, Apple, of course, condemned in the strongest possible terms using AirTags to stalk people, not your purse.
But 1 week after the lawsuit, Apple hasn't announced any updates to solve this problem.
There is that one feature. Don't they have like one thing they can do to like stop the AirTag situation?
Back in January, they launched a feature that will send you a push notification if they detect that there's a foreign AirTag on your person tracking.
But besties, that's not really a solution. So Jack and I came up with a solution. Jack, what's the takeaway for our buddies over at Apple?
Every company needs a CEO, a chief evil officer.
Yeti's tech's biggest weakness is not anticipating how products will be misused for really bad harm.
From Apple's AirTag stalking to Facebook misinformation campaigns.
Well, here's the solution. The solution is actually a management solution.
Every tech company needs a role whose sole responsibility is pessimism.
A professional devil's advocate, more creative, more diabolical than a lawyer.
A twisted product person who will just concoct devious schemes and anticipate, like, what is the worst thing I can do with this product?
It's not a product solution, it's a management solution. A chief evil officer would preemptively suggest safeguards into the products.
After hearing the chief evil officer illustrate a nightmare scenario with the product,
At a scary meeting.
they're going to build in some safeguards to that product.
Because every company needs a CEO, a chief evil officer, especially in tech.
Eggs. Now, a word about our sponsor, Robinhood.
You know, honestly, your salad, it says so much about you.
Nick, you like to blaze your own trail at the salad bar.
Yeah, I'm ordering a salad. I go off menu, man. Like a combo of kale and croutons that has never been made before.
Me? I'm not reinventing the wheel. I like to go classic.
Like if Sweet Green thinks it's a good combo, Jack's not going to change that.
Kind of like investing strategies. Some want to build a custom portfolio of stocks, crypto, and options.
Others don't want to reinvent. Just give me the most standard ETF.
Whether you're tweaking your one-of-a-kind portfolio every day or prefer a more hands-off approach, Robinhood has the tools.
If you're not investing on Robinhood yet, to get started, go to Robinhood.com/Tboy to choose your free stock.
That's Robinhood.com/TBOY. Limitations apply.
Stocks offered by Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC.
Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto.
All investments involve risk.
By the way, this podcast is not owned or part of Robinhood, and we are not employees of Robinhood.
For our third and final story, Sam Bankman-Fried is under arrest and just got charged with pretty much every white-collar crime that there is possible.
Now that Sam Bankman-Fried is in handcuffs, we finally found out the FTX crypto crimes.
Allegedly. Oh, Jack, let's talk spring break here. The Bahamas, great for fishing, relaxing. Margaritas, not great for hiding from the law.
Goombay Smash is the drink of the Bahamas, by the way. But it's not a great place if you're trying to hide from the law.
Yeah, so Sam Bankman-Fried, he chose the Bahamas because it was not the United States.
He picked the Bahamas for FTX's headquarters because he thought he was safe from U.S. regulators, U.S. taxes, and U.S. justice.
Yeah, well, turns out that decision was wrong.
Yeah, Yeah, it turns out the Bahamas has an extradition treaty with the United States.
So when the United States authorities charged Sam Bankman-Fried with crimes this week, the Bahamas police came knocking on that penthouse door.
Yeah, they arrested him. So soon, the former billionaire will be transported to the United States to put on one of those orange suits and stand trial for crimes. Alleged crimes.
Here is the most awkward part of the whole thing. It turns out Sam Bankman-Fried actually had a really important meeting scheduled the day he was arrested.
He was supposed to meet with, let me check here, the United States House of Representatives.
Yeah, they penciled him in for 9 a.m., Jack.
He was supposed to testify yesterday to Congress. Instead, he's handcuffed in some holding cell right now.
So, Jack, it looks like law enforcement upstreamed Congress and just cuffed Sam Bankman-Fried instead.
Yeah, they're like, we don't need to hear you speak on TV anymore, Sam.
So, Yetis, Jack and I jumped in T-Boy style, and we have never seen more acronyms involved in a business story in our life.
You ready for this?
Talk to me.
The DOJ,
Yeah.
the SEC,
Check.
and the CFTC
Wow.
all charged him with crimes or filed complaints.
FYI ASAP, Jack.
We're not even going to write out those acronyms for you.
Honestly, it's like a Sesame Street situation.
Every agency in the United States government charged Sam Bankman-Fried with fraud, conspiracy, and money laundering.
They said he was lying from the very start, and we shouldn't believe a single word he says.
They said he was a criminal.
Including the crime of fashion. Have you seen that man's t-shirts? Would it kill you to press and iron a t-shirt, Sam? So, Jack, what's the takeaway for our buddies over in the crypto industry?
Sam Bankman-Fried was a new school CEO, but he committed the most old-fashioned crime, allegedly.
Now, Yetis, John Ray is the new CEO of FTX, so he spoke to Congress instead of Sam this week.
Here's how he describes Sam Bankman-Fried's massive crime. Old-fashioned embezzlement.
Old-fashioned embezzlement. Embezzlement, that is when an insider at a company steals from the company and takes the money.
Embezzlement can happen when a company has weak organization, weak systems, and weak oversight.
So FTX, they operated in a sophisticated, cutting-edge industry, the crypto industry.
But the crime that's taking this company and all of its customers' money down was classic old-school embezzlement.
Now, there was no organization and no oversight, so the founder stole the company's bags of money.
Which was actually the customers' bags of money.
So Sam Bankman-Fried, he isn't a mastermind or a wonderkind.
He's a great liar who committed the most old-school crime in a new school industry.
Allegedly. Jack, can you whip up the takeaways for us over there?
Vail Resorts just revealed that city skiers are more profitable than mountain maniacs.
Every company has a favorite customer.
Our second story is Apple. They were sued last week because AirTags are being used by stalkers.
And every company needs a chief evil officer.
Our third and final story is Sam Bankman-Fried. He's locked in a holding cell without bail.
New school CEO, old school crimes.
Allegedly.
I missed that one. I was off cue. Now, time for the best fact yet. This one sent in by Laura Israel from lovely Orlando, Florida.
My alma mater, the Olive Garden, just turned 40 years old.
I am talking to the 3-time wine salesman of the month, Jack. I assume you already knew this fact, but let's roll with it either way.
The Olive Garden, the most prestigious of all the faux Italian restaurant chains in America,
Good point.
just turned 40, but the breadsticks, those breadsticks are never ending, Nick.
Oh, talk to me. Way more than 40 on the calorie count. Get these numbers, Yetis.
The Olive Garden serves 600 million breadsticks per year.
Okay, I got out the whiteboard, Jack.
And at an average 8 inches per breadstick, that's enough breadstick to circle the earth tip to tip 3 times.
Wrap that in your ravioli.
And there's enough butter sprinkled on there to fill 2 oceans. That part's made up. Allegedly.
Yetis, you look fantastic today. And if you've got a favorite T-Boy story or takeaway from this year, we want to hear it.
Hit us up at TBoyPod. We want to know what should be in the best of 2022 album.
What should we whip up in the bonus pod?
Nick and I, we'll see you tomorrow.
Can't wait. And before we go, happy birthday to Yeti Natalia, who's turning 30 and celebrating in Medellin, Colombia.
And happy 29th birthday to Jason Ferris in Nashville, Tennessee.
And Isabella Evans and her fractional shares are celebrating a birthday in Alexandria, Virginia.
And congratulations to Izzy Zubia, who's graduating from business school.
And Jackie Gover is graduating from business school in Boston, just outside Boston.
Big congrats to Jason Goldberg, graduating with his MBA from the Kellogg School of Business.
And Jason Dewey got laid off from work in Texas, but is spending great time with his family right now.
Jason is a T-boy. This is Jack. Nick and I both own stock of Apple and Robinhood. Now, a word about our sponsor, Robinhood.
Okay, so Jack and I both worked in finance for a while.
And we know the 6-monitor Bloomberg jockey with charts, numbers, balances, and more charts.
They got coffees in both hands while they're executing some complex trade on a soybean future.
Well, we're not trying to impress with our mission control trading center. Just give us an app, please.
Robinhood, with its mobile-first and intuitive design, it lets you trade with just a few quick taps on their app.
And even if things still don't seem easy, Robinhood has your back 24/7 with its live and robust customer support.
If you're not investing on Robinhood yet, to get started, go to Robinhood.com/Tboy and choose your free stock.
That's Robinhood.com/TBOY. Limitations apply.
Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. All investments involve risk.
By the way, this podcast is not owned by or part of Robinhood, and we are not employees of Robinhood.